Hi, my name is Grace, and today I'm going to be talking about the differences in the lesson plan template. The current lesson plan templates that I usually use right now have what's, of course, the lesson objective, what grade obviously I'm teaching, the lesson summary, and then also what I'm going to be utilizing to teach the lesson, if I'm going to be using manipulatives and what that looks like. And then also, after the lesson, what is the goal for the students? So after this lesson, students will be able to use different strategies. For example, in a multiplication lesson, that's something that I currently just did about a month ago. Is an objective, right? What's my objective? So I always know what the goal is, and then also what am I going to be using? What supplements am I going to be using to teaching that? Is there any intervention going to be needed to be ready for that? Also, again, at the end is how will I be assessing them to know that what I taught is being remembered. So those are really the key components that I've seen in different lesson plans. This lesson plan through Alliant is very detailed. The way that it differs is, again, the detail in this lesson plan. Of course, it talks. One of the things that it has is theory, how theory is applied in the lesson. And that's very important as I'm currently learning about the theories in education, the philosophies. And that's what I think it would be actually too most challenging for me if I were to input that in a lesson, because you're thinking about the theories and philosophies behind it and how are they being applied in the classroom. So another that I find a little bit challenging too is the measurable objective. That's something that I felt is really important as well, because again, at the end of the day, the lesson plan is what's the lesson and what are they getting out of it, and then how are we going to know? So those measurable, being able to measure what they know and how is very challenging sometimes too, because again, kids learn differently and one kid may not understand the way I'm saying it. So I think that's a very important part. And that's why also I wanted to touch on this, has a part where it's differentiation. And I thought that was really important because it has on here content, process, and product. How will I tailor my teaching to match my student needs? And I currently have a student who is on an IEP. So that's, again, the lesson I have for my students is not going to work for him. And I think that's a really good thing to have in a lesson plan, because it's going to prepare you to know, okay, what route I'm taking here. Again, many of the other lesson plans the one that I currently use has, again, objective, what the lesson summary is going to look like, how I'm going to be teaching that lesson, and then how I'm going to be assessing them. Like after this lesson, students have learned to use the 4 different strategies for multiplication, which are array, equal groups, repeated addition, and skip counting. And my goal for that lesson would be that I would give them a problem, and then they would be able to identify one of the 4 strategies. So what I liked about this lesson plan is that it went into every detail: diverse learners, differentiation, classroom management, which is another important piece to it. As you're teaching, how are you going to be able to manage the classroom if they get too much talking, and so forth. So I think it's really important that lesson plans are detailed, because not only do they help the teacher, and again, I'm currently going through that, it helps you stay on track. And what I love about the Alliant lesson plan is that it provides everything that you're going to need to be successful. Again, if you have a different student, I like also that they have an aspect of the introduction to new material. They have also the opening, right? How you're going to open the lesson, how are you going to build that content knowledge? Building that background knowledge is so important. So I think that this lesson plan template is really good, especially for a new year teacher like me, literally on my first year, because it breaks down everything. And not only that, but as you're going through each lesson, you're going to understand how all the theories, how the philosophies, why the lesson summary is important, and what manipulatives are you going to use, and how you're going to use them, and is there any more supplemental work needed for the lesson? So I definitely enjoyed going over this lesson plan. It's something that I'm even taking a look at to try to implement on. I actually have to work on a lesson plan next week. We have professional learning community, and that's how we build our lesson plans. And I'm definitely going to bring it up and see if that maybe will help us, right? And again, thank you for joining, and you guys have a great day.